Good morning. Our provost, Dr. Betty Stewart, and I want to welcome you to this special announcement. It's a momentous day in the history of the university. UNT Dallas has celebrated many watershed moments, with each one signaling a new chapter in our young university's journey. The relocation of campus activities from a shopping center in DeSoto, Texas, to our first campus building in 2007 was one of the first. A few years later, we brought Founders Hall online, further expanding our capacity. We added Wisdom Hall, then significantly, we opened the Student Center, an expansive and beautiful building designed with the help of students, staff, faculty, and the community. All of you have noticed the beginnings of construction of Bryan Tower, a tower that will be an iconic 180-foot building topped by a beacon visible for miles around us. And I suspect the tower will become a centerpiece for our campus. A few days ago, we celebrated the grand opening of the Hart Amphitheater, beautiful and tranquil place that will come to life through the imaginations of our students, staff, and faculty. We can also take pride in the entrances completed this year, adding a new north entrance off Camp Wisdom that works as a convenient link to Wisdom Hall and the new Student Center, along with an additional 100 parking spaces. To the south campus, a second entrance opened that will help relieve traffic congestion during busy times on campus. But today, Provost Stewart and I am pleased to announce the most significant campus addition in our 11-year history. Last weekend, the Texas legislature approved a new science building for UNT Dallas and provided $100 million in funds to construct the building. This building will provide future students with a state-of-the-art facility that will accelerate our already rapidly growing science programming. The building will increase our enrollment, our faculty growth, our search dollars, likely lead to an increase in housing and dining. A team representing all areas of the university met yesterday to kick off the early stages of this planning. The effort to bring a science building to UNT Dallas was 4 years in the making, led by Dr. Stewart's planning, by building coalitions with the legislature, driving community support, and concluding with the crucial vote in the House and Senate that awarded us the $100 million. To put this grant in perspective, there are 38 public four-year universities in Texas, and only 4 emerged in the $100 million club. I like that sound, $100 million club. UNT Dallas was by far the smallest institution awarded at this high level. Why were we successful? We told our story. We told our story of steady enrollment and revenue growth. We told our story of serving under-resourced students. We told our stories of being good, reliable, and effective community partners. And we told our story without once putting down or disparaging any other four-year university competing for these precious funds. Even in the legislative frenzy of last weekend, when our funding, and it was a very high-stakes weekend for Dr. Stewart and me, as the funding fluctuated up and down, we kept to the high road. And I'm very proud of how all of us conducted ourselves. Each of you played a part in this success. Thank you. I also want to thank our local legislative delegation who stood by us, advocated for us, made it happen. I can't name all of them today, but Senator Royce West and Senator Brandon Creighton, one a Democrat, one a Republican, were strong advocates for us in the Senate. Representative Carl Sherman, we're in his district at UNT Dallas. Representative Tony Rose and Julie Johnson were on the important House Appropriations Committee and supported us fully, as did each and every member of the Dallas delegation. I want to thank our strong government relations staff in Austin, who worked hand in hand with UNT Dallas to get our story across in an authentic and powerful way. We could not have done it without them. Support from our Chancellor, Lisa Rowe, and her Vice Chancellors were indispensable as well. Community support was essential. Phone calls were made. Their relationships with us and with their key networks helped carry the day. As I've said in 2 recent town halls, even before we won the Science Building, this has been our most successful legislative session. We enjoyed a 27% increase in our appropriations from the previous biennium. That puts us in the top 4 in percentage increase of all the 38 public 4-year universities, further demonstrating that our story is resonating in Austin. We received second-term funding for our Trailblazer Elite program, another $2 million. A huge gesture from the legislature that they like this program, led by Dr. Sabrina Hodge. We won funds for the creation of the Center for Socioeconomic Mobility Through Education that carried with it a $3.5 million investment from the state. This week has been historic in so many ways, and Dr. Stewart and I did not want to let the week pass without having this meeting. Thank you. Dr. Stewart?
Thank you, President Mong. Over the course of one's professional career, there are instances where one looks at an achievement and thinks, wow, that was special. UNT Dallas, this capital project is special. Not only will the new STEM building be transformational for UNT Dallas, we will have the opportunity to provide 21st century learning environments to accommodate collaborative, active learning, and support new teaching modalities, including the use of HyFlex, remote, asynchronous content in the classroom. And this state-of-the-art building will be forward-looking and will provide flexible learning spaces and opportunities for our students. The new science building will provide much-needed laboratory, classroom, research, and office space for a fast-growth campus. The new science building will create a collaborative academic environment for teaching interdisciplinary knowledge and skills in the sciences, mathematics, technology, healthcare, and research, while emphasizing the importance of lifelong learning. The exponential growth we have seen in the STEM fields has led us to this place. We want to continue to grow, to attract highly qualified faculty to support enrollment growth, develop new academic programs, and provide our students with the best educational experience possible at UNT Dallas. In addition to providing experiential active learning classrooms and laboratories to support these increasing enrollments in the STEM fields, this new building will directly support programs in public health that address the need for preventative health care within the local community, which is generally less healthy than other areas of North Texas. The population in the area served by UNT Dallas exhibits certain disturbing demographic characteristics, such as high mortality rates, higher teen pregnancy rates, and higher rates for heart disease and diabetes. UNT Dallas is well positioned to address these needs at the community level. The university provides outreach programs and knowledge about healthy lifestyle choices and habits, helping to fill a void in the southern Dallas region. The new STEM building will provide critical space to support this mission. And while the purpose of the new STEM building will be to accommodate current needs, an added benefit is that the same interdisciplinary laboratories will also allow new programs and other graduate medical education programs to incubate and develop as part of a holistic approach to regional healthcare. To President Mung and UNT Dallas campus, thank you for our new science building.
Are there any questions? Mohammed?
It's been a long time coming, and we're so excited that it came to fruition. I still feel like it's not real, that it's like someone pinched me. Anyway, I guess the big elephant in the room is, when do we get to move in? Yeah.
We were in a meeting yesterday, and Dr. Yusuf Fidden said he's got his shovel ready, and we'll get it going tomorrow. But I think it'll probably come online probably 25. That's our goal. That's why we started planning yesterday, so we can move it along. Any other questions?
Where will it be sited? Where on the campus is it going to go?
It's supposed, in the master plan, it's just to the south of Founders Hall, south of this building. But in the meeting yesterday, we asked System Planning and Facilities to look at the master plan to see if there might be another good place for it. One idea would be to kind of create a quad where you have the student center, the new tower and amphitheater, and that would be on the other side, so that you would have Founders Hall here, Dal 1, Student Center, and then the science. But that would be a possibility. But where it is in the plan right now is south of here, just south. Dr. Coleman?
What square footage might be, or the levels, the number of floors it might have?
I think we put in for 190,000 square feet, and it's big. I mean, the student center in comparison is 132,000, I think, and that's a pretty big building. So it's a large building. I don't think we can. We probably need 160 million to fully build it out. So we may build out the essential. I mean, this is why the planning's important. The upfront discussion will be significant. Dr. Stewart has been involved in many constructions like this, and sometimes you build, if you don't have all the funds you need, you build to a certain point and then complete a shell. You wanna...
Yeah, the goal is 190,000 gross square feet. Now, that's not usable square feet for those who are listening, but, and our goal is for it to be a multiple story building so that we'll use less of our precious land. And that's how I think for a sustainable building project, we should always consider going up instead of spreading out.
Anyone else?
We have a virtual question. Will the university add any new majors? Chemistry, physics, engineering?
I don't want to speak for, yes, I think the answer is yes. It's going to trigger a lot of things. Growth in faculty, growth in programming. We'll need housing. This gives us a good excuse to build more beds, much larger than Wisdom Hall. It'll require another dining center to complement the one here and Starbucks. So it's all good.
This new science building, oh, thank you. This new science building is going to change so many things about how we recruit. And it's going to, it literally is living out our mission. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. If you look at what Dr. Stewart has accomplished and her team in academic affairs, Dean Perez, the STEM faculty and others, I think when you got here, there were 10 biology majors, or 260 now. And that's with the equipment that we have now. That's an amazing story. And that really resonated with the legislature. They saw we were making the most of what we had. And that they knew we had first right of refusal for lab space over at Gillum. And if need be, lab space at Cedar Valley. So, we're going to proceed no matter what. But I don't think that's what they wanted for us. So this is good. Yeah, I think 20 million will get a name for it. Good question. Anything else?
Are there any plans to upgrade the library?
I think this will, again, lead to a lot of reappraisal of where we are we have a large space for our library. And the great news is, given the digital nature of library space, you can have access to materials that, say, 50 years ago, only places like Harvard or Yale or Princeton or Stanford or MIT, Caltech had. So we can go almost anywhere. I don't know if you want to add to that, but I mean that.
With the increase in majors, we will need additional library resources. So that will come as a part of the growth of the institution.
What are the plans for including faculty in the planning of the new science building?
Well, they'll be essential. I mean, Mohammed was at the meeting yesterday. Others will be brought in. I mean, it's critical. And I assume we'll bring in I know we'll bring in the healthcare community and get their thoughts. I'm on a planning committee on one healthcare company, unpaid position. So there are a lot of active healthcare entities around here. We've got, obviously Methodist is the most visible, but Parkland's opening a clinic at Redbird Mall just down Camp Wisdom from us. I think UT Southwestern's opening a clinic there. There's rumors that Parkland or UT Southwestern will bring more staff out there. So these are exciting times. We also have a great relationship with the Health Science Center in Fort Worth, UNT Health Science Center, and this will only enhance that. I was, before the vote, I was over in Fort Worth last week talking to Health Science Center President Michael Williams, who's been just a great supporter of ours over the years. So I see a lot of possibilities there.
It was mentioned that this event will trigger research. Are we saying that UNT Dallas will pursue a greater research focus going forward?
Well, I think that was always the goal. I mean, I think first and foremost, because of where we are in our maturation, we are and will continue to be primarily a teaching university, but our research is already growing. Dr. Stewart is, I think, in the field now to add a researcher for the Caruth Police Institute.
I'd also like to add that as we grow our academic programs and we grow graduate level programs, we're going to need faculty who can do research. So research will become even more important as we add more graduate level programs to the university. Our focus is that we are primarily a teaching institution, but research will be necessary for us to have any sustainable graduate programs.
That's why she's a provost and I'm the president.
I just want to echo the appreciation on behalf of the School of Liberal Arts and Sciences to you, President Mong, and to Dr. Stewart. To paraphrase President Biden, this is a big deal, a really big deal, and it's truly transformational. To answer the question about faculty will have a significant role in the planning process. And to answer the question about new programs, I know that BA and BS in chemistry are in the works. Our public health program is seeking CEF accreditation, which is a big deal for that program that has grown so much. Our IT program has grown tremendously in the last few years with very difficult resource constraints that we hope to remedy in this year, next year. But this is going to transform those programs and is going to allow them to grow in significant ways. So thank you to you and thank you to our legislators for this incredible project.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Perez. Anything else?
We don't have any other questions, but we do have some virtual comments I want to share. One says that Dr. Stewart always gets it right. One says Dr. Stewart is truly a role model and an advocate for our students in STEM programs. Thank you so much for pushing for this new building. And we had one question just pop in. How will students have the opportunity to give and share input for the new building?
Yeah, they'll be involved in the planning. They'll be invited in the ideation period. Just as they were, if you go over and look at the Student Center, a lot of the things the students asked for are in that building. So I really look forward to this process. And it's going to be an inclusive process, I promise you.
We have a couple of new questions coming in. This is amazing. Great job, Dr. Stewart and President Long. Thank you for your leadership. Will this opportunity see a change in the teaching load to foster research opportunities?
In time. In time, as our enrollment grows and our funding is greater, we have that opportunity then to differentiate. But right now, we have to serve the students that we have, so in time.
Can instructors in the School of Education collaborate with the leaders on organizing this new STEM building? Our pre-service teachers can be beneficial in this area.
Yes, very much so. Anyone who's involved in science education at UNT Dallas will be invited to be a part of this process.
That's the last of our virtual questions. Any other questions in the audience?
Okay, thanks to all of you for coming today. Thank you, Dr. Stewart, for your comments. And I totally agree with the student who talked about how supportive she is of our STEM students and all of our students. So thank you very much.